What's up, everybody? Another edition of Player Profile. Ty Bartell in with one of the Camel Memorial softball players, their catcher, Mylena Williams, joining me today. Mylena, how are we doing?
We have a pretty good start. We just played Crestview and we've tied, but we never got to finish our game. We've beat East and Niles. I think we've lost once or twice, but we had a strong start. A little rough, a little in some areas, but we're gonna be good this year.
How do you guys stay focused, stay prepared when, Mother Nature just has been brutal this year as far as game cancellation, shifting, and delays? How do you stay prepared and stay ready?
So if we don't have games, then we'll have our practices to get us ready for the next day for our games. And then we'll just work on everything we need to work on in order to be prepared for our next game.
What are some things you look to work on going into this season? I mean, your batting average has always been one of the tops no matter where you've been. But what are some of the things you look to improve on in yourself going into this season?
More of my batting. I want to improve more on catching, like my catching skills, and more of my throwdowns, because I could always improve on my throwdowns and my quickness of my speed.
I'm always impressed with the confidence that you've gotten in your voice and just behind yourself over the years too. I remember talking with you freshman year too against Nikki Pizzone too, and just where you've been from then to now too. Talk to me about finding your confidence, just finding your voice and finding your confidence both on and off the field.
I think off the field, I've just started to talk to more people so I could get comfortable, and then on the field with talking more of my players and helping them helped me a lot, like of communicating better, which made my voice more loco. And especially when on the field, having to call plays helps a lot.
You're dealing with Ramani Adams too. It was a younger pitcher too, but she's starting to come into her own, having a fantastic season herself too. Start of the year. Talk about working. You went from a senior catcher too when you were a freshman too with Pizzone, and then you go into freshman. Talk to me about the mentality switch for that, where you're kind of the older one now. You're the one that's kind of the older member of the battery. What was that like too with helping Ramani to develop?
It's a little bit of a difference. Nicolina, her speed was a lot. Ramani, she has really good speed too, and we have a good chemistry, so it's easier for us to like communicate with our pitches and her more comfortable with throwing pitches and pitching towards me.
I love the mentality of you girls over at Camel because your group in particular also very heavily involved in volleyball, and you guys did a lot in turning that program around, making it a standard over there. Talk to me about just is there a sense of, I guess, pride being a Camel Memorial Red Devil now that you carry, because you guys are turning these programs around, making it a force to be reckoned with, making people recognize that that girls sports at Camel Memorial are something that need to be recognized too.
I think our girls, for our sports, volleyball and softball, our team is just like we just have good chemistry, which makes it easier for us to cheer together and get along together, which helps our team a lot more. So we're just really comfortable around each other.
I want to talk about the first chapter you had in your softball career. What's some of the earliest memories you have in the sport?
Well, this year I had an injury in volleyball, so I couldn't catch for the beginning of the season, and I had to play short. And I just started catching back when we played Crestview. And I was scared at first because I didn't want to hurt my ankle again. But once the game started, I've got more comfortable with playing, and the game went really well.
When did you start the sport of softball? Do you remember the age when you started getting involved?
Maybe I was maybe 7 or 10.
Okay, so you're just somewhere in that range too. What was it about the sport that made you stick with it too into high school that made you really love it?
Well, first I started off in Mill Creek, and our team was really close. It was like we've grown up from there and more. And I just liked the fun of it, the cheering, and being on the field with my friends and just having fun.
What is it about that softball with your friends, the bonds too that are unique to the sport too? Because I feel like softball, like you said, there's a lot of cheering, there's a lot more time to be, I guess, a little bit more personable. What's the bonds like with softball, being in that softball world?
Well, the bonds are really good, and us, even all outside of softball, we still like hang out and talk, which makes it way a lot better and easier to be more comfortable with on the field and to cheer together and just have all the high energy on the field and cheering.
You go from underclassmen to upperclassmen now, so you're going to be looked at a little bit more as a leader. You already are with a position that you are defensively, but talk to me about finding yourself as a leader. What are some of the leadership styles you've kind of taken on or that appeal to you?
I know that a lot of the players on my team look up to me, so I just need to be a better teammate and show them like what to do and what not to do, and then to just always do my best and give 100%. So then they would always look up to me and do the same as well.
You're one of the spearheads of leading a new standard, I think, over at Camel Memorial for Girls Sports. What is that standard that you yourself are trying to set day in and day out?
I just want to set a goal to where I'm like up there and doing my best that I could for every sport that I can, and then just being good. And I would say to just try my hardest and help my team a lot.
What's some advice you give to maybe a younger player in softball too that maybe looks at the success you're having and says they want to be like you one day?
To just put in the time and to always have fun. And if you really want to do softball more ahead, then do practice, like work on hitting or anything when you have free time, and to pay more attention while having practice.
What has been the biggest difference maker for you to find the success at the plate that you've found throughout high school?
Well, at first my batting was, I had problems with rolling in the back. So I've been to hitting lessons over the years, which has helped a lot and helped me get my home runs that I've had last year. And I had one this year against Crestview. So it's a big difference and it helps a lot.
What was it like getting that first high school home run? Do you have that in the memory bank still? Is it stowed away, or is there another home run that maybe has taken over?
Well, I think the home run against Crestview, because I was really shocked about it. Like, yeah. I had no clue it was going to go over or nothing. I just went up to the plate just thinking I got to hit, got to score. And I had 2 strikes, and then I just hit the ball, and it just went over.
It felt too easy. Easy when you made contact. Talk about this journey with softball too. Some of the big supporters that have been there with you to show them some love that have been there along the way.
My family has been there since I first started volleyball and softball. So I appreciate to them for always being there and helping me get through the camps and practices and everything I need and all my things I have for softball. And then my coaches for helping me. And yeah.
You're involved in a lot of things too, and talk about time management skills. And how have you been able to develop those? How do you find time for yourself in managing all the camps, the schoolwork, the games, the practices?
It's a lot. So I go to school, and then right after school we have practices or a game, and we usually don't get home till late. So if I have a test, I have to study. And then camps usually start in like September or something. So then we would schedule those earlier so I know like what things I have the days of to make more time. And well, I had travel volleyball, but those were usually on the weekends, and I would have them during softball season. But to manage my time, I would go to softballs because it was a sports, like a high school in-season sport, and I would go to those and then try to make volleyball practices as much as I could.
So when you do finally get some time for yourself, what are some of your other hobbies that don't involve sports or schoolwork?
Usually I'll probably get food or go out to Boardman to shop or look, or I'll just sleep.
The sleep's always a good one. What's the go-to? Do you have like a go-to shopping center, or do you have a go-to food place that you like to go to?
I usually like to go out shopping at like Target or Walmart or the mall. And then food wise, I'd probably say Chipotle or Cane's.
Chipotle, I can definitely vibe with.
Yeah.
Cane's definitely too, and Target, yeah, I get it, I get it. Let's keep on the food trend. What's the favorite dugout snack for you?
Dill pickle seeds.
All right, dill pickle. That's always a popular flavor as well too. Is there a certain brand? Is it David's?
Don't really have a certain brand.
It's just got to be dill pickle. All right.
Yeah.
What's your favorite part about softball?
Having fun and getting to be with my friends.
Favorite post game meal?
Usually, I love fruit. So, and I feel like fruit gives me more of the energy for playing.
Most fond softball memory. What's the memory that's you're the most fond of?
I would say probably last year when we played against Liberty. We played them away, and it was like a really good game and close game, and we just had like really high energy, which made it a lot more fun.
I like this question that Anthony Hartwig's been asking, so I'm going to ask it to you as well. The trend on TikTok and on social media right now, you line up the softball teams, the non-pitchers too, and they all imitate being a pitcher. Who do you think sells it the best on your team, other than obviously take Romani out of it? Who sells being a pitcher the best?
I think either Abby, she's our other catcher. She has a little experience, like she'll do it just for fun, and it's actually kind of good. And I think maybe I could get up there if I.
You got it. I was waiting for someone to give the confidence and say, "Yeah, I'm up there. I'm on that too." Let's talk about just some of your goals too for the future, and what are some of the things you're looking to accomplish in high school and beyond for yourself?
High school, I'm just looking forward to just doing better every year so then I could get the college looks to actually go out and play college ball.
Well, I think those doors will be open for you. I think you definitely have the talent to play at the collegiate level. When you talk about looking at the collegiate level, what are the things you're looking at in maybe a coach, in the environment, in a team? What are some things that are appealing to you for a collegiate team?
I'm just looking to have a fun team, a team that wants it bad enough as I do. And I'm more looking for colleges like around the area or somewhere not so far because I would like to stay close.
No, I get that completely too. Being a family person myself, I completely understand. Mylena, I can't tell you how much we're rooting for you here at YSN. We love seeing your continued success each and every season and what you've been able to bring to the table for not only your teams, but also your entire community. I've been astounded and I've been so proud, I guess, is the word to say, and seeing your growth too and the confidence you have in yourself and in your voice as well. Looking forward to talking to you again real soon, Mylena, but we're rooting for you up until then.
Thank you.
This has been another edition of Player Profile with the Camel Memorial Red Devils catcher, Mylena Williams.